CM Punk is the biggest draw in wrestling. It's not even an opinion. It's
Welcome back, Stache Club Wrestling. My name is John.
My name is Dante.
Today we have another hot takes video for you. We will be reacting to your hot takes. I sent out a tweet on X asking for your hot takes. We're going to go through a few of them. Kind of give our takes, give our reactions. If we agree or disagree, we think it's a hot take, we think it's a cold take. We'll find out. We'll see what you sent us. Before it gets started, we got a merch link in bio. Please subscribe. With that said, let's get into it. LA Knight should be the one to dethrone Roman. If they do Roman versus Knight at Crown Jewel and LA Knight loses, they take all of his momentum. Hot take. It's a hot take.
Listen, I do love me some LA Knight, but this person's drinking the LA Knight Kool-Aid right now.
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of talking about this on the podcast. I think what I do agree with is that, well, I don't think it's going to take all his momentum. I think it does significantally take some momentum. I don't think LA Knight should be the one to dethrone Roman. Why?
Yeah.
What would it?
It's just
story-wise.
It's kind of like the whole he's hot right now, so have the hot guy win it. But like Sami Zayn was super hot when they fought, and Sami didn't dethrone Roman or anything like that. And it's just like, I don't know.
Could argue. I think this would have been a better argument if you said Sami should have.
Well, yeah, no,
Roman,
yeah. No,
I mean?
I think if anyone would have, like in the heat of the moment, like Sami for sure. But here it's just like LA Knight hasn't won any other championship in WWE. You're telling me his first championship win is ending the 1,000 plus day reign.
And his first moment in the Bloodline story.
Like I think it's no. I think we all know who's going to be the one to do it, and it's not LA Knight.
Officially a hot take, though.
Finn Balor's demon character would have been the perfect person to end Undertaker's streak and then go on to become the next impossible man to beat at Mania. I honestly can get behind it. I've always they definitely watered down the demon character over the last few years. I think his first main roster loss was to Roman Reigns, which they probably shouldn't have done because, like, I get it, a different type of opponent for Roman, but like, again, killed the character, and then he lost to Edge at WrestleMania. I think if they protected it and they did it the right way, you definitely could have ran a story here, but
it's the same argument or the same thing that could have happened with like a Bray Wyatt. Right. It's the same thing where it's like a passing of the torch, like demon, creepy guy, scary character, spooky, happy Halloween. Probably a hot take, but a hot take I think we both kind of agree with.
Yeah, for sure.
AJ Styles would be way better off and showcase better in AEW. I don't know. I mean, like, maybe like if you're to say like right now in this moment, maybe he'd have a more prominent place in AEW, but he's had an amazing WWE career.
He joined in 2016 and he's a Hall of Famer. Like,
sure,
he's for the 7 years he's been in the company, they've treated him pretty, especially for like a smaller guy, an outsider. Like the fact that Vince McMahon gave him as much like success as he's
World Championship match at WrestleMania.
Also he had a 1 year reign as WWE champion, or borderline 1 year reign.
Yeah, I think if you're saying maybe now,
currently, because he hasn't been doing much.
He is maybe a little swept under the rug, but also like AEW has a packed roster too.
Where would he have fit in there?
Jay White is just being in the main event picture.
And that was a big signing months ago.
So, I don't know. Hot take.
I don't know if I agree with that. CM Punk is the biggest draw in wrestling. It's not even an opinion. It's false. I think Roman Reigns.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it's not an opinion, it's fact.
It's
I was
fact.
Like, what?
Of course he is. No, I mean, Roman Reigns is by far the biggest draw in wrestling. I mean, just the aura he has around him and not showing up weekly kind of makes each appearance more like, important. CM Punk, I think he just brings a lot of attention with him because of other stuff that he does.
Yeah,
I definitely think he is a draw.
I guess it depends on like a draw for good or bad reasons is still a draw.
Right.
If he were to show up in WWE, I think it would be a huge draw
for sure.
I don't know how long it would last. I mean, he was a big draw in AEW. It's like I see what you're saying because he's the most like prolific name right now,
one of the most talked about wrestlers because of multiple things.
But you look at his last stint in AEW, he didn't make me watch Collision.
No, absolutely not.
So it's like, I don't know.
He returned to wrestling after 7 years. Of course he's going to be a huge draw. Now it's like if he returned to WWE, like that kind of like, I get it. It's like coming back to WWE type of thing, but I just don't think it's not the same.
Logan should dethrone Ray. That's so funny. Eddie Kingston is the most overrated wrestler. His style is generic and his character is boring. Hey, it's a hot take video.
It is a hot take video.
That is a hot take.
Sweating.
but I think I can call it a wrong take. I think I can call it a bad take. I think Eddie Kingston's great.
Yeah, I think he's fun. I mean, it's different. His character is just like very like against the grain, kind of.
I like his. It's very like rough and tumble, but he also like is a very emotional guy,
right?
And you know, you want to see him win the big one, and he just won the ROH titles.
He's passionate. It's like a guy that you can kind of like get behind. He's just like another dude.
I also think he's great in the ring.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Overrated? I think he's fantastic in the ring. I don't know.
I don't think he's overrated or underrated. I think he's like properly rated.
I love Eddie. I think Eddie's great.
Seth Rollins' entrance has gotten annoying at this point. It goes on too long, and I mute the TV. I mean, I think I understand where this person's coming from.
I kind of agree.
For sure. Yeah, I mean,
I'm not to the point where I'm muting the TV.
No, I think that's a little too much.
I think it's a little overrated.
I do think it can get annoying when he had like the promo battle with Finn Balor and like the crowd was singing, Finn Balor couldn't get a word in. I mean, it kind of goes to say like how over it is and stuff too, but it can get annoying at certain points. I don't think it's annoying when he's coming down to the ring and they're going along with it. It's catchy, whatever. But once it kind of gets to a point where it's like, okay, now it's getting a little drawn out, I understand that. I'm not muting the TV.
I will say this though, this is also like a live show versus like TV. Like on TV, it can be annoying, but when you're there live singing it, like through a match, it's pretty sick. Cool. Yeah. So it's kind of a give and take where it's like, I like to have it when I'm there live and I'll just, maybe it's a little annoying on TV, I'll deal with it. But I am kind of also in the camp of like, I don't love it. I think it's a little, Said it last time, I'll say it again. Ricochet isn't even that good, honestly. It's only because he's extremely agile. I mean, but does that make him bad?
No, it doesn't make him bad. That
seems
style
like that
of wrestling.
That seems like
high
that.
Flyer.
Yeah, that seems like being extremely agile only adds to.
I mean, you sent this out yesterday, so this person either didn't watch the match.
Yeah, did you see the match on Raw?
Like, I mean, just watch any match. He's the perfect high flyer. Like
he's great.
He's just in any aspect, but like putting him against a big man, another just super high flyer, like a Logan Paul. That match was super enjoyable, and then like a ladder match. Like if you're having a ladder match, Ricochet's got to be in that.
I think where I can kind of give you some points here is I think his character and promos are lacking.
For sure.
But he's one of the...
I
think he's one of the best in the ring. Maybe if you're not into that style, I guess I could see why you're not excited about it. But like, I think that's what's held him back, I think, is his character and his promo work. So I think like as a whole, I think there's something to be said about like, maybe there's stuff to improve. But like
the ring, he does not have to improve.
He's one
of those guys, like if you're looking to get a good match out of someone, like put Ricochet against him. Like you can count on him for that anytime.
This might be one of the hottest takes we've seen today.
For sure. That's a hot take. John Morrison should have been a WWE champion 2011. Fuck yeah, he should have. This isn't a hot take. This is factual.
Doesn't even matter. Hey, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012. I don't even care the year.
Come back to WWE.
Year doesn't even matter. It is shocking how he was never a WWE champion.
He was so good. He still is so good. This is when like he was kind of feuding with The Miz, John Cena. They kind of had their thing going on. Man, it would have been nice to have, even if it was like for a month or something like that, just giving him that, because he's been so good in everything he did. Would have been nice to see him get rewarded with the world championship at some point. That definitely was the time to do it.
We are big John Morrison advocates.
Yes, we are.
Over here. Johnny Stache, as they call
Johnny
him over
Stache
here.
Club.
If Judgment Day never kicked out Edge, they would have never gotten this over.
I don't know. I think them kicking out Edge was definitely like a jump start to kind of give them more of like an edge.
Well, I think after
no pun intended.
But I think after, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think after they kicked out Edge, they were in a very lull period.
They definitely were. It took them a few months.
It took them long. It's not like they kicked out Edge and it was like finally now we have been rejuvenated. Because they kicked out Edge and they were nothing for a while.
They kicked him out in like May or June, and then they brought Dom in September because that was Clash of the Castle, and that's when they had 4 of them. That's when I think they started picking it up.
I think I could agree that Rhea benefited the most from Edge being kicked out, because I think Rhea was able to step into this leader role, and I think that's really benefited her character.
I don't know though, because I feel like if Edge was in the group for even like a few more months, I think he obviously was a big enough name to elevate them a little bit more, and maybe then they kicked him out.
There's an argument to say that he could have just overshadowed him the whole time.
That too.
So like I don't know where I stand on this.
I mean, I think it could be argued either way.
Yeah,
I don't agree or
hard
disagree
to say.
with this. MJF wouldn't work in WWE. His whole style is saying the unspoken and drilling his opponents on the mic. I just don't feel the WWE audiences, minus the ones who know who he is, will care. I definitely think he'd be going from an environment where he's more, you know, he's free to say what he wants and kind of like they don't care if you swear, if you kind of say like some, you know, some edgy stuff. Where in WWE, they're more of like a PG product. Like, you know, they have gotten a little bit edgier recently and stuff like that. But I get what you're saying. I don't think it wouldn't work. I just think it would have to be just formatted differently, which I think still would work, but he just wouldn't be the MJF that he is currently.
And I think they'd give him some because they would know who they're signing.
Exactly. If you're signing MJF, you're signing MJF.
Yeah.
So you got to let him do his thing.
And also look at like when The Miz was at his peak in the IC title run and CM Punk saw his pipe bombs, whatever, they have instances of people like popping off.
Right. The way that WWE is going, it definitely seems like they're not like going away from the PG stuff, but like they definitely are like getting a little bit, you know, kind of meeting in the middle of the PG TV 14 type of thing. And I think bringing someone like MJF in would kind of like, you know, swing it more in the direction of, all right, this guy is kind of different than what we have going on, but like people know who he is and he's great. So,
well, with that said, to give this person some credit too, in the same vein, I also don't think Christian Cage's character wouldn't work in WWE now.
Exactly.
Because half his character is making fun of people's dead dad.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So I think there is something to be said where like some stuff couldn't work.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
But I think MJF would. If he went to WWE, I think he'd be fine.
I agree.
The best promo since 2000 is The Miz losing it on Daniel Bryan on Talking Smack, not the pipe bomb.
Interesting.
2000 is a big window. That's 23 years.
23. It's a long time.
So I don't know. You know, I can't account for all of it.
Promos and stuff.
But if we're let's just take this as because people do regard the pipe bomb as the greatest promo of the 2000s. Let's just say that's what that is. And then the Miz and Daniel Bryan Talking Smack is better. It's an interesting take. I mean, I like this take. I don't know what I agree and disagree with, but
like, MJF has had some great promos in the recent years and stuff. We can look at that. Dolph Ziggler had a great promo against the Miz, actually, ironically enough, in 2016 when they set up the career match for the IC title. John Cena, The Rock had some good back. When The Rock had notes written on his wrist,
right? That's a
Cena
good
called
one.
him out for that. That was a big one.
I think it's up. I do think it's up there. Though.
I think the pipe bomb is always going to be held in like high regard because of like people didn't know what was people didn't really know what was going on. Like the shit he was saying was like first of its kind of.
I think what's interesting about the Miz one too is like the Miz and Daniel Bryan, and this isn't me taking anything away from it, but the Miz and Daniel Bryan didn't happen in an arena in front of an audience. It was a studio segment, which doesn't take anything away from the segment. I just think it's a little different. And I don't know if you can consider it a promo.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know what you
it's
mean.
Just kind of a thing.
And all credit to them, like it definitely was like it's not that it wasn't pre-planned, like they knew like Daniel Bryan was like say something to me that's gonna piss me off, and Miz fucking took that ball and ran with it and literally made him walk off the show. And I don't think those two like each other in real life. But the pipe bomb is just a classic. I don't like the Miz promo is one of the best for sure.
I would say I think even if you separate them, maybe it's like that could be one of the best segments. Versus, because I think segment and promo are too different, you know?
Sure. Burnin' My Light is a awful theme song.
I gotta disagree.
You put out an awful tweet.
It's a hot take, though. They put out a good hot take.
He did respond to this tweet correctly.
Apparently, like, the story is, like, Randy hates that theme and Rev Theory don't like that song because they think it's like too pop for like the type of music they make, being like but like I love it. I don't know why it gets
fucking
hate.
Metalingus Burnin' My Light crossover theme song is fucking legendary, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, no, I couldn't disagree with that more.
Edge would never have been a world champion without the brand split. I don't know if I mean, he's a multi-time world champion.
He's won a world championship many times.
So it's like the brand split erases all those multiple.
He's not that great because it was a brand split. Well, yeah, John Cena's a 16-time champion. There was a brand split for almost the entirety of his career.
Yeah, I'm not sure what this one's.
So I'm not really trying. I don't understand what this person's getting at. I mean, like when you have two brands, you have more opportunities, I guess, because it's 2 world championships. For like 90% of the time, there's always been 2 belts, So it's like,
I mean, if this is maybe like undermining, like, you always hear like the thing of like, if Christian was given the opportunities Edge got. So like if you slipped Christian in Edge's position at that, I don't really know. I guess I'm trying to decipher what this could mean. And
I think he would have been a world champion with or without the brand split. So
maybe like if the brand split didn't happen, maybe he wouldn't have won that instead of 8 world championships, he would have won 5. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
Final one, last one. AEW saved pro wrestling by forcing WWE to be better on screen and backstage.
I don't know if the word saved.
It's a little extreme. Saved is a little extreme.
I think it rejuvenated pro wrestling and kind of gave people more options. Because I don't think it saved pro wrestling. I think pro wrestling would have been
saved as a little bit of a hyperbole, I think.
Yeah.
But I think, because I remember that was a long time, and I'm thinking back to our former show, whatever that was, 2 years ago or 2 or 3 years ago, whatever. Even before that, I was still watching Raw, and Raw was a chore to watch
for sure
for a long time. Even SmackDown, like WWE was a chore to watch for like a while in like that pre-pandemic, a few years pre-pandemic. Wrestling was just not in a good place. AEW, I mean, competition breeds better results or whatever. I think saved is too heavy of a term. Like other than that, I think I agree.
Yeah,
it's like especially when they started, and for the first, you could argue maybe AEW is they kind of ebb and flow here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for a solid like 2 years, especially when AEW started, maybe because it was new, it was more exciting, but it was just
refreshing.
It was just better. The wrestling on it was better. It was for like 2 years AEW had it. And then I think I wholeheartedly think that, WWE, regardless, WWE wasn't going to start losing in ratings or anything, but I think they saw like, oh, we have actual competition now for the first time in forever.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to step up. And I think, and then now we have the Bloodline story. Exactly. And now we have, TV matches like Ricochet and Nakamura. And,
and you got guys like Gunther and Raw.
Sure.
So, I do believe that AEW brought new life into pro wrestling.
I really
don't
think it did.
It's saved. I don't think
saved is tough.
I don't think it was dying. I don't think pro wrestling was dying. I just think it added a little bit more to it.
It could be argued it was a couple more years of the way it was going.
Maybe
it could be,
potentially.
It was not in a good place for that while. Those are some of the hottest takes that you sent us on Twitter. If you want to see more, leave us a comment. We'll do some more hot takes. Let us know what you want. Leave some of your hot takes, maybe ones that weren't mentioned in the show, down below in the comments. You guys can kind of go at it down there. No fighting though. Be civil. Be nice.
No fighting.
Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'll see you on the pod.
Yes, sir. Tomorrow.
Toodles.
Boom.